It started as a stupid dare, just a harmless game between friends. We were hanging out in my room late at night, the only light coming from our phone screens as we whispered about some urban legend, the Whispering Man. Supposedly, if you said his name 3 times at exactly 3 a.m., you'd hear him whisper back. People online swore it was real, but I wasn't buying it. "Come on, do it already." One of my friends laughed, nudging me. I smirked, pulled out my phone to record, and leaned in. Whispering Man, whispering man, whispering man. For a moment, nothing happened. We all exhaled in relief, chuckling. "See, just another fake story," I said. Then we heard it, a whisper, so faint it was almost drowned out by our breathing. At first, we thought it was a trick of the wind or one of us messing around, but then it stretched. Long, breathy, unnatural. The laughter died. My friend cursed under his breath. "What the hell was that?" I checked my phone, my heart hammering. The audio recording showed a spike. Something had been picked up. I played it back, my voice whispering the name 3 times, followed by something else. A voice that wasn't mine. "You heard me. Now I hear you." No one spoke. We just stared at each other, wide-eyed, until one of my friends forced out a laugh. "Creepy, but probably just interference or something," he said, standing up. "Let's just forget it." I wanted to believe him. That night, I went to bed, telling myself it was nothing, just a coincidence. My room was silent, except for the low hum of my phone charging on the nightstand. I closed my eyes. Then I woke up. The air felt wrong, like the room itself was holding its breath. I glanced at my phone. 3:04 a.m. That's when I heard it, a whisper. "Daniel." It was so soft, barely above a breath, but I knew I wasn't imagining it. My chest tightened as my eyes moved toward the closet. The door was slightly open, just an inch more than I remembered. I held my breath. Then, from the darkness inside, something moved. A shadow shifted. My pulse pounded. I turned over, squeezing my eyes shut, forcing myself to believe it was nothing. But then, I'm waiting. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Over the next few days, it got worse. At school, I'd hear whispers slipping through the static of the intercom. At home, my phone would vibrate at 3 a.m. with unknown calls. When I answered, there was nothing but breathing on the other end. One night, my phone started recording on its own. I played it back. It was just audio of me breathing as I slept, until the last few seconds. That's when another breath joined mine, slow, deliberate, right next to my ear. Closer. I threw my phone across the room. I started searching online, looking for answers. I found old forum posts from people who had played the game. None of them had posted updates. I found news articles, stories about people disappearing after complaining about hearing whispers at night. Then I found an address. An old woman, someone who supposedly knew the truth. She didn't want to talk at first, but when I told her what was happening, she turned pale. "You spoke his name," she whispered. "Now he follows you. How do I stop it?" I asked, my voice shaking. Her lips tightened. "You can't. He lives in the silence, in the spaces between sound. Once you hear him, he never leaves." I swallowed hard. "There has to be a way." She hesitated. Then, in a voice barely above a breath, she said, "Pass the name on. Make someone else whisper it. Then he follows them instead." I felt sick. "You mean curse someone else?" She didn't answer, but she didn't have to. That night, I did everything to keep sound in my room. Music, the TV, even letting a podcast play on repeat. But at 2:59 a.m., the power cut out. The house fell into suffocating silence. My chest tightened. My phone was dead. My flashlight wouldn't turn on. I sat up, heart pounding, listening to the nothingness around me. Then, "I'm here," right next to my ear. I turned slowly, barely breathing. The air behind me felt thick, heavy. My eyes darted to my window. My reflection stood there, but something was wrong. I wasn't smiling, but my reflection was. Then the lights flickered back on. My phone screen lit up. 3:06 a.m. The whisper was gone. The room was normal again, but I wasn't, because now I can hear him all the time, in the silence, in the spaces between words, in the quiet moments before sleep. And if you're hearing this story, he hears you too.